Coach, go ahead and just opening statement on how that game went for you.
Obviously I'm really happy for our kids, happy for our community. I thought the second quarter clearly was where we were able to put our wheel down on that game. I thought defensively, the first half especially, we did a lot of really good things. And, we're just going to get ready for tomorrow.
Got a question from the media about Sacred Heart. What kind of difficulties did they present that maybe are different than Franklin?
They're a very good team in their own right. Both teams have really strong point guards. Sacred Heart has a lot of big kids, just like Franklin does. Maybe not quite as athletic, but they're able to shoot the ball a little bit better. They'll cause us a lot of trouble, and we're going to have to play really well to compete with them.
Chris Leach, Anderson News for Paige. How did it feel to knock down all those threes in the second quarter?
It felt really good. My teammates did a great job of finding me on open looks so I could just knock down the shot.
Thank you. Larry Vaught for Coach. Your passing, as always, was so good. What makes this team so good in the passing game and also so good defensively?
I think the answer to both of those is all these kids love each other. All these kids fight for each other. You make a mistake on our team, they're there to build you up and not tear you down. Defensively, we try to help each other. We're out here trying to make sure that our teammate looks great on both sides of the ball, and it has to start there. I mean, you can scheme all you want to, but if they don't buy into that one concept, it doesn't matter.
Jason Frakes, Courier-Journal for Coach. What was the plan defensively, especially against Brooklynn Miles?
Well, the thing with Franklin, you just got to keep them in front of you. They are so athletic, and then they're really, really big on the back end, and they did some really good things, lobbing over top of us, and they're a handful. They're here a lot of times, about every time you look up, for a reason, and we knew that we would have to play a really good game to be able to compete with them.
To hold a team scoreless in a quarter in a state tournament, what are your thoughts on that, and how did you do it? From Keith Farmer.
Possession by possession. I mean, it sounds like coach speak, but that's what it is. We have to go do our job every possession. Every pass, we got to be in the right spot. And if we're not, they're a very good ball club that will take advantage of it. And we can't look at that kind of stuff. We just got to look at the next possession, the next pass. And if we do that enough, we'll be pretty good defensively.
Tiffani, how do you think this team developed so many good three-point shooters on one team?
I mean, we work on our shooting every day in practice. So, I mean, that's all you got to do is keep working at it.
And for Paige, how does it feel to know you're playing on Saturday in the semifinals?
It feels great. We've put in a lot of work to get here. So just the thought of being able to go to the Final Four is an amazing feeling.
Great. And also for Paige, when did you get the feeling? This is from Dave Baker. When did you get the feeling it was going to be such a good shooting day for you?
You never know when's going to be a good shooting day and when's not. But when I was warming up, I was feeling pretty good. So when I got out there and got an open look, I knew I could knock down the shot.
Don't let her lie to you. When she got off the bus, she knew.
Coach, be honest there for you. We really thank you all. I believe that's it on the chat.
All right. Thank you.
All good luck. We'll now wait on the arrival of 11th region champions and state quarterfinalist Franklin County. The Lady Flyers coach Joey Thacker will be joined by number 4 Leshauvion Kennedy and number 13 Brooklynn Miles. Miles was the all-tournament team selection for the Lady Flyers. Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great season, and just what are your thoughts overall coming out of that game?
Well, first, let me, and I'm going to be a little bit long-winded with this for a second, but I just want to thank the KHSAA for being the best advocate that these kids have had during all this stuff that's going on in the last year. There's no question that they've stood up for the student more than anybody else in this state. And I don't care who hears that, and I don't care who sees that, but it's facts. My mother was sent home yesterday on hospice care. And one of the last things she's going to remember is that my daughter got to play the state tournament. So getting back to the game, that's because of KHSAA and what they did for these kids. We just dug ourselves a hole in the second quarter. You got to beat shots, you got to make shots. And we missed enough free throws and layups early to kind of get a lead in the first quarter, and we didn't, make them fall. And then it snowballed, and, Paige did a good job off the bench for them, and we never ran her off the line. I think she hit 3 or 4 on us there, really broke her back. And, when they bank one in, that things are going downhill for you.
Larry Vaught asked you, Coach, what makes Anderson so good?
Well, I just think there's no substitute for length. And even their short guards are long, if that makes sense. And they've put in the time, in the summertime and to really improve. They're a much, much better basketball team than they were this time last year, in my opinion. And I think those kids have really all become a little more multifaceted than they were this time last year.
Keith Farmer has a question on both sides of that. He said, could you talk, Coach, about what went right for them and also what wrong for you in that second quarter?
Well, we couldn't make any shots. And, I think we went 5 straight possessions and took threes, and we're not a great 3-point shooting team. I think we made 2 all day. I think we made 4 in 2 games or 5 in 2 games. So we started grasping for straws a little bit when we couldn't make jump shots, mid-range shots. We got it in the lane some against them and just couldn't finish early in the game, and it killed us. And what went right for them was the 3-point line. If they shoot it, they can put a 12-0 run on you just from behind the arc, and that's what happened.
For Miss Kennedy, you got a chance to come and play in this tournament and to make it, a game away from the state semifinals in a year that was pretty difficult, for everyone battling different things. Just talk about the overall thoughts on a season where you were able to make it this far.
Well, we've been through a lot this season, so just making it here is just all we could ask for.
Same for you, Brooklyn. What will you remember about this Franklin County team?
My teammates and my coaches. I'm really proud of my team, and I love my coaches to death.
Anyone else have questions for Franklin County? There we go. For Coach Paige, Paige Serafini had a good game, but the points were really spread out. Does that make it tough to guard them?
It does. I tell these kids all the time, those 2 state runner-up teams that we had 4 or 5 years ago, we had like 5 kids average 9 points, and their leading scorer only averaged 14 points a game. And they're reminiscent of that. They've got 6 kids that can all score, and all 6 of them can get double figures on you. And if you can get 60 points in a girls' game, you've obviously got a shot.
And Coach, same question I had for the players. What will you remember about this team?
Well, just that they, we had a 33-day layoff, I think, between games, and we just kind of got it together at the right time, and we had to rely on our defense more than our offense. You got to make shots to get in your pressure, and all those Dr. Naismiths sitting behind me tonight, I hope they realize that. But at the same time, it's a deal where these kids have had to deal with a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have to deal with. And I'm just proud of them for sticking with it.
Well, thank you all. Congratulations.
Thank you.